Okay, we're live.
Hello, and welcome to Team SI's Midday Roast.
I'm sharing. Hang on.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm Pittman Ware. Here today with me is Jessica Duff, Senior Account Executive for Team SI, and Mary Logan, also Senior Account Executive for Team SI. And today we are going to be talking about brand trustworthiness, how to drive that, how to build that, and how to sustain it. So before we get started, let's pick up our mobile devices and share. And please, we encourage you at home to, or in your office or wherever you are watching the show, to share it on your feed. And we're live, great. And if you do have a question or a comment, please feel free to leave that in the questions field. If you have a question later on, we'll still answer it after this feed is done. Okay, I need to share.
Stop talking and
Stop
share.
talking and share. All right, we're shared.
Awesome.
Great. Okay, cool. So first, before we really dig in, why should brands out there, both large and small, local and national, really care about this issue of building trustworthiness? Obviously, they should, but just
Why?
Why? Yeah.
I think that you're not going to have a customer base if you aren't a brand that someone's going to trust.
Mm-hmm.
If you're untrustworthy, if you're dishonest with your tactics, if you're not consistent with your message and how you relay products or services to your audience, you're not going to exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a necessity.
Yeah, word of mouth is huge, especially locally. If you aren't trustworthy or somebody has an experience with your brand that wasn't trustworthy, they'll blast it. They'll tell
Mm-hmm.
everybody they know on social
Yeah.
media. They'll tell their friends. They'll tell people they work with.
Yeah,
It's
social
just
media and
super
just the
important.
internet have made that a game changer.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure. So let's talk about so kind of at the start of a customer journey, one of the places that people are turning to more than anywhere else now is search. So from the beginning of that journey, how can a company or a brand go ahead and start building that trustworthiness for the customer?
Appearance is very important. I don't think someone's going to trust you if you have a crappy website,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have a website at all. To Mary's point about reviews, if you don't have positive reviews or you don't have very many reviews, then a customer is probably not going to trust you.
Mm-hmm.
Even now, when people search you, you have the Google My Business
Mm-hmm.
portion on Google that comes up on the side. If your website is incorrect, your phone number, your hours,
Got some janky photos.
Yeah, that's
So the side of your building and not like maybe the front or your logo
Yeah.
or the map.
yeah,
Professionally taken.
untrustworthy from the initial search page from the get-go.
Got one review
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it's a 2-star review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then, all right, so we're needing to do some work for a client. What's the, what are some of the ways that, brands can start to attract this trustworthiness and these customers that do, value that?
I think the first thing is to make sure that you're consistent on all platforms. So if you you should have a website, and whatever your messaging or your logo is on your website should mimic what's on your Facebook page, what's on your Instagram page, what's on your YouTube, your Pinterest, so that you have a consistent presence, so you're not confusing the customer. I think that's probably the first thing that you need to make sure is that the way that you're presenting yourself in the public's eye is going to be consistent.
And you're talking about, taglines, color schemes.
Yes.
If there's a face, to your franchise that's being used consistently.
I've recently, Riolana's Consignment is one of our clients, and their conference in June, we actually talked about this particular subject because they have franchisees all over the United States, and when you're trying to be brand consistent with 80 plus franchisees, it's important that every franchisee understands you're the face of the brand, so you want to make sure that the public trusts who you are and knows that you're part of a bigger brand. And it starts at the very beginning.
Yeah, Sure, and I think it's important also if people have brick and mortar locations to make sure the customer service experience is the same on social, on your website, and when you walk in.
Gotcha.
So you can be friendlier behind a computer, perhaps, than you might want to be in person, or vice versa.
No, I feel, yeah, I've had those experiences. So let's talk about a brand's online experience and how you can make or break a person's trust. I think you had a personal story of how that
Yes.
kind of where it was left a negative impression.
So
with you.
I think it's been 2 years now. Our family was traveling to visit my grandfather right before he passed away, and we stopped at a Love's truck stop, and we were served bad gas, and it ruined my dad's car. We had to stop and spend about $800 to get it fixed, just so we could get on the road and continue the trip. And when we presented it to them through their customer service portal online and everything, but then also on social media, they immediately started deleting our post on their Facebook page. And then when we would screenshot and repost it, they started to block me and then anyone else in our family or friends who were trying to share it for us. So I will never be a Love's Truck Stop consumer because of how they treated us through social media. And myself, my family, and I'm telling the story now. Obviously, the feeling hasn't gone away. They've not done anything to make me change my mind.
No, even if they're 5 cents cheaper a gallon.
Even if they were 20 cents cheaper, I'd keep going until my car ran out of gas.
Yeah, it's funny. I have a story similar to that, but on the flip side, Comcast always gets a lot of grief for poor customer service. I haven't experienced that too much, but I did. There was a service outage in my neighborhood that lasted like a week. Without cable, without internet, more importantly, and I'm going through the customer service protocols. Calling, doing the little surveys, chat, whatnot, and it's just still dragging on. It keeps being like it's just one more day, 2 more days, and finally I took a picture. There was the wire that had fallen was down, visibly like hanging over a street. So I took a picture and I tweeted it at them. Said like, "Hey, could you please come and take care of this?" That day, somebody.
So you found the platform.
Yeah, I found that. Yeah, don't use their customer service platform. Just tweet the problem at them, and that'll work. What about you? Any?
I had a really good experience recently with Juice Beauty. It's this,
what is Juice Beauty?
Makeup and skincare product line, and I ordered online because they don't sell it in stores here in Arkansas yet. And I got mailed a makeup product that had leaked in its packaging. I took a picture of it, immediately went ahead and emailed customer service. I got an email response 20 minutes later from their customer service, and they mailed me a whole new makeup package the next business day. That was the most amazing customer experience I've ever had with a big brand.
And I think awesome. These bigger brands, especially the ones that do a lot of commerce through the internet, have realized that you have to provide that good first experience or take care of your loyal customers and do it quickly and clearly, transparently, or they're not going to be able to compete.
Tying back into the whole trust factor, we trust that they've got the customer's best interest in mind, and we trust that they'll continue this reputation and not just well, it just happened to me. You just got this good experience. No, you trust that if they're going to do it for you, they're going to do it for others. And in my case, I trust that they probably are going to treat other people like this because not only did they block me, they blocked family and friends who were trying to help us out.
Yeah. Whereas not only did they lose you as a customer, they lost anybody who has talked to you, who you've shared this experience with. Whereas on the other hand, like they created an evangelist probably for Juice Beauty because there was a problem. They took care of it so quickly. And I think that takes us into our next question when we're talking about brand promise and how consistency of communicating that brand can assist with that. What do y'all? What's a good example of a brand promise that then is kept or used for a brand?
Goodness, I'm trying to think of just one example. Because I think from a consistent standpoint, that that is what's going to echo the promise even more, because if you're consistent, like I mentioned earlier, about across all your channels and day in and day out. Let's see,
Southwest Airlines is great.
Yeah.
So I was to say Southwest Airlines, and that article that Grace sent us ahead
about
of
the
time.
transparency. Yeah.
I actually have a friend who's a flight attendant for Southwest, and I'm glad that she works for Southwest because, I would feel bad if she worked for one of the others that often gets a lot of complaints and is in the news for all the wrong reasons. Southwest is often in the news for the right reasons, and the stories that she shares on Facebook about, another flight attendant or a pilot or something that somebody has done just echoes what's actually happening on their flights, echoes what their commercials are and what their brand is. That they really are, very personable, and they are clear with their, with their prices and what you're going to get out of it, and the fact that you don't have to pay for, your bag of luggage that you're bringing, those sort of things,
Yeah.
Southwest is a very good example.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it also kind of drives home that idea that you brought up earlier about the Love's Gas place, like taking down your messages, and we always preach to be very transparent and very helpful when anybody has a problem and takes to reviews or social media, because I think that kind of consistency of message, knowing that you always want to take any problem anybody brings to you seriously. You may not always apologize for it right off the bat, because it may not actually be something that's your fault, but you are always consistently saying, hey, we want to take care of that. And people then who view your brand online are consistently seeing that this is a company that takes its reputation seriously, and they are proactive rather than reactive.
Yeah, I always recommend and stress to my clients that never delete a negative post, because there's always something good that can come out of it. If you were at fault, admit it and make it right, but then also show on your social media platform when you get that negative review or negative post how you're going to make it right. It's one thing to just post and say, like I've seen companies do, say, okay, we'll be in touch, and we're so sorry, but then there's no behind the scenes follow up. You've got to do it on both sides.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that kind of transparency is really valuable to the customer. One example that I can think of is like here at TMSI, one of the things that I've seen a lot of success with some of my clients are offer ads have gotten really good on Facebook, but you have to be really, there are always some terms, there are always some conditions, there are always maybe the picture of this that's also in that ad doesn't actually isn't good for that offer. So I think there is this idea that you need to have everything in your copy language possible to show the entire hey, this is a great deal on this, but this is the terms. This is when you can use it.
And the camera they're holding, you don't get all the accessories that are there.
No, yeah. Might not know how to use it, or but what are some other examples you would say of brand transparency that like we talked about transparency, but
Panera Bread is a really good one.
Yeah, and they've kind of taken advantage of this kind of fresh, healthy, clean eating movement, and have used it
as much as people hate to see all those nutrition facts. I mean, the fact that it is out there.
Their calories are on their menu. Chipotle, I thought, that could have, E. coli outbreak, could have, would have doomed a lot of other chains, but I think that they did a great job of saying, okay, we've got a problem, and this is how serious we are. We're going to close every store and have an all hands on deck.
And they address it very seriously every time even one store has an issue. They'll close down that store, they'll get rid of all the food, they'll take proper cleaning precautions, and they'll let the news know that, and they'll post about it, and they attack that issue very upfront and head on.
Yeah, another building honesty into their brand,
Absolutely.
Because I think over a few years you'll say, oh yeah, Chipotle, yeah, that's it's the honest burrito place as opposed to
Unlike the honest company, Francesca Allen is dealing with all of the
I
lawsuits
know.
right now.
Yeah, please don't tell my wife about that. Or I think we'll be back in cloth diapers. I love the honest company for that.
I do too. I just like that it's sold in Target, so you don't have to order it now.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Okay, so all right, so we've talked a lot about transparency and consistency, but also I think another thing on kind of building these, kind of raving fan customers and building brand loyalty is about the brand relating to the customer and kind of talking to the individual needs and concerns that they have. What are some things that you've done with your work, with your clients about kind of building this kind of trust, building this kind of relationship? I think, obviously Ray
Alana is big. And just the way that the messages appear, and it's not just making sure your profile and your cover photo are consistent. It's each message that you post on your social media is going to kind of give that vibe of being the real one as the mom brand, addressing to parents, that sort of thing. But that's across the board with all types of clients. I mean, from St. Vincent, Mary and I both work on making sure that they relay that message of giving and help and being there for the patient in that time of need.
Hugely
to Clark Exterminating, and just something as fun and silly as your pests and dealing with those, that you're consistent. And I know I keep using that word, but I feel like that really goes hand in hand with trustworthiness.
Totally agree.
If you threw something out there that seemed totally off brand, like say with St. Vincent, for example, if all of a sudden a post that talked about a doctor and didn't have like the basic skill set of what he could offer or how he could help, and it was maybe
he's cute, so you should go see him.
Yeah, or something.
Wow.
Thank
No,
you. That I mean,
Yeah.
you would know
Yeah.
right away. That's not off brand, and okay, why are they posting like that? And I feel like I don't remember when it was an article I read. Maybe when I was preparing for the conference for Real Honest, but they talked about the use of emojis and how that's becoming more popular in a lot of posting. But if it's not consistent with your brand, don't throw it in there. Like St. Vincent probably wouldn't, but Real Honest probably would. Know the right time to use those sort of things.
Right, or like St. Vincent, maybe like that emoji with like the sick-looking emoji with a thermometer hanging out of its mouth. Okay, yeah, but like that devil-faced emoji, no, like stay away from
If you're feeling, under the weather, use that one instead of the
There's
poo
one
icon.
emoji that works. Yeah, always stay away from the poo icon.
Don't tell my brother that. He loves that one.
It's great in personal use, I guess. But no, I think that idea of consistent communication, and communication of brand, and then what you're going to provide them. And, that idea of really fixing their problem,
Right.
whether it's the problem they come to you with that just they have, and that's why they need your product or your brand or your service, or the problem they had maybe with your brand the first time, or after being a long time customer and being let down, and then that you took care of that.
Along those lines, I always tell my clients too, don't use canned answers.
Right.
The same thing over and over again for these
Always
problems.
change it up.
Address it.
Mhm.
Address the person directly. Address the exact issue they're having, and tell them
Don't
exactly how you're going to
copy-paste.
fix it. Yeah, don't copy paste. Because people see that.
Mhm.
They go back and look at other people's issues.
You might as well be a
social
robot.
channels or, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, great. Grace, any questions?
No, a lot
Alright.
of likes and shares.
Well, that's great.
Keep
We
those
love-
likes and shares.
We love likes and shares. And if you do have any questions, if you're watching this later on after we've ended our live broadcast, please feel free to comment on the video, and we will get back to you
Pittman will personally respond.
with a non-canned answer. Any answer to every question I
With
receive.
emojis.
Yes.
With appropriate emojis.
Yes.
Any closing remarks before we sign off?
I think we about covered it.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, thank you again for joining us for Team SI's Midday Roast. We hope you enjoyed our little conversation. I think I know I did. I think we all learned a good bit. So,
You learned don't stop at Lowe's. And shop at Juice Beauty.
Yes.
and Comcast, not as bad as you think.
There we go.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us today, and we will be back next Thursday. Topic TBD. Stay tuned. Thank you. Bye-bye.